I have been trying to fix this very peculiar problem, and I am just out of answers. So this strut mount is from 2022. It's an aftermarket strut mount, but for that matter, so is this one. And the issue here, I believe, and maybe I'm wrong, but I haven't been able to find anything else, is that there's this gap underneath the strut mount. So often, mostly when making right turns and kind of just coasting into the right turns with some speed, if the driver's side wheel goes over any bumps, it makes kind of a loud clunking sound. So I just finished taking the strut tower off, taking off the spring, and putting a new nut there. You see, it's like a brand new nut, old mount, but not super old. There's no cracks in the rubber, but there is this separation, and it makes just the most annoying clunk that I've been trying to get rid of. The passenger side mount, it's a different brand. You see, they actually kind of look a little different. So my question would be, as a DIYer, obviously, I could just take it to the suspension shop, but I want to kind of figure out why this is. We see here, is there any kind of separation? I'm not seeing, like, that's flush. This mount is like flush with the top, and I may be completely misdiagnosing this sound, but it's a very peculiar sound. It's not one that's like easy to replicate. But let's see what it looks like if I have the wheel turned the other way. So you see here, it's like a pretty steep right turn. So usually making 90-degree right turns, if the left side, the driver's side, goes over any bumps, it makes the sound. So I'm going to back the car up and park it with the wheel turned the other way, and then with it straight. And let's see what position this takes. Now we can see the wheels turned the other way. So and instead of just turning it in place, I like backed it up and then, pulled it forward so the wheel was turning. Oh, we see actually on the left, I don't know if that's more clearance. I don't know if I checked over here. But either way, it's significantly more clearance than this one. This one is like flush. Now, like I said, this may not be the sound, but everything else checks out. I don't find any other weird tolerance there. And the old mount before the accident, it wasn't like this. Now the accident, it like bent the strut tower, so I bought a new strut tower, but I kept the spring, but I put a new mount. So new mount, new coil, and then there's a bump stop and a hat that like goes with it. So it's possible any of those other things could have gotten bent. I'm just not sure. So what do you think?